What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be doing our Tuesday, May 25th baseball reviews. We've got 15 games to go through, lots of games, so I'm going to try and go through it quick. It's early morning, wake up with baseball style. We have a new home run champion right now, a leader, not really champion until the season's over, but a new home run leader. This has changed hands 3 times, it seems like, in the past week, so that's pretty exciting. Before we go into the games, go down there, like, subscribe, join the community. We're looking for new baseball fans up in here to just discuss and join in the comment section below. First game of the night, Cubs 4, Pirates 3. I was a little bit worried because the Pirates seem to have had the Cubs number all season long, and they got out to a 3-0 lead, but Jock Peterson handled this one. He had a 3-hit performance, 2 home runs and a double. A little bit of a coming out party for him. He's up to 4 home runs on the season. For the Pirates, they didn't have anything, and it was just a bunch of generated runs in those first couple innings. Jake Arrieta, 5 innings pitched, 2 runs, 7 Ks, so he had a little bit of a struggle at the beginning, but managed to settle down and get the win. Ponce, on the other side, goes 4 earned runs, and a couple of home runs given up to Jock Peterson, and the Pirates take the L. The Cubs are now 3 games above 500, so they're right in the hunt now in the Central, and we can't be overlooking them anymore. They're definitely on the hunt, and if they can handle the Pirates, they'll be right in there while the Cardinals are struggling. Phillies 2, Marlins 0. Marlins at one point in this third inning had the bases loaded and it looked like they were going to take the lead. However, Phillies got out of it, and that 2-run fourth inning, it's a 2-run home run from Hoskins, his 10th of the season, was all that they needed to get this one done. Alcantara goes 8, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks. Guy's been a monster. Just hasn't been getting the run support when he's out there. Velasquez, on the other hand, 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 5 Ks. He's had a pretty solid season for him so far. 2 wins on the season, 2-0. And then Neris comes in for his 8th save of the season. Not too much else to talk about other than this division. From first to last, there's only 2 games separating them all going into last night. So I think now that the Phillies win and the Mets win and all that, Washington loses. It might be 3 games now, but that's okay. Reds 2, Nationals 1, and this was a Max Scherzer game, so you would expect a low-scoring game, of course. The Reds had Farmer hit his 3rd home run, and Suarez hit his 10th home run of the season, so both of them off Scherzer, and I always talk about Scherzer. That's basically the only issue with Scherzer, is that he gives up the home run ball, and he didn't get run support last night. The only home run they got was Josh Bell hit his 6th of the season, and it was in the 9th inning, so they did threaten in theory, but they fell up a little short. Scherzer goes 7, 2 earned runs, 9 Ks, and then Tyler Mahle on the other side goes 5.1, 0 earned runs, and 2 Ks, and Anton, Garrett, and Sims come in there. Garrett was in there for the save, and they end up pulling him out after he gives up that home run. They bring in Sims for the final out, 2 saves for him on the season. A little bit of a bounce back for the Reds there. Blue Jays 6, Yankees 2, and this is the game I was talking about with home run leader Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hits his 16th home run of the season off of Corey Kluber, who left the game early in this after, I think, 3 innings he left, so I'm not sure. There might have been an update. I haven't seen it yet. Guerrero Jr. hits his 4th of the season. Grichuk hits his 9th of the season. Blue Jays hitting a lot of home runs in this game and getting a good pitching performance from Matz, who went 6.2, 1 earned run, 10 Ks, and honestly, that 1 earned run is a little sketchy. Could have got out of it, but the ump was not on his side at all. Jays bounced back from losing 5 straight, and for whatever reason, the Blue Jays seem to have the Yankees numbers this year, winning both series so far and now taking a lead in this one. Looking to see if the Jays can really bounce back this division. It's a battle, right? So Indians 4, Tigers 1. Indians got out to a 1-0 lead in that first inning and really just kept hitting runs here and there. Cesar Hernandez hits his 6th home run of the season, was the leadoff home run in the game. Luke Lowe hits his 7th of the season and 8th off of Funkhouser, who is back in action. We love good old Funkhouser. For the Tigers, I guess the highlight was Baddoo. He had a triple. But that's about it. Skubal goes 5, 2 earned runs, 9 Ks. He had a good outing, but he's still 1-7 on the season. Cavalli goes 8, 1 earned run, 6 Ks, and he's 7-1 on the season. And Karinchak gets his 6th save of the season. Derek Collins in there striking out the side in the 9th which is pretty cool. But yeah, Indians get it done with a 4-run performance, and that's all they needed to get past the Tigers to win both so far. Mets 3, Rockies 1, so the Mets bounced back after losing to the Rockies yesterday, and they needed it. The Mets made some noise off the field yesterday. They made a trade for Billy McKinney, so look for him to possibly join this lineup because the Mets are definitely struggling with a lot of injuries, as we all know. Ryan McMahon hits his 13th of the season. He's been pretty hot for the Rockies these past couple of days. We've been talking about him quite a bit while he's been hitting the bomb. For the Mets, we got Nito hitting his 3rd of the season, and that's basically it. It was a 2-run shot, and that was in the 6th inning to take the lead, and the Mets never really looked back, able to get DeGrom a win Well, he's not getting the win. They win while DeGrom's on the mound. He has 5 1-earned run, 9 Ks in his return. They gave him a little short leash, 63 innings pitched. For the Rockies, Kyle Freeland goes 4 innings pitched, 1-earned run, 5 Ks. We haven't seen Freeland a lot lately. I at least don't remember seeing his name at least too often. So it must be the first pitch back from a little stint or something like that. But no decision for both these guys, and yeah. And then now we move on to Royals 2, Rays 1. And the Tampa Bay Rays got a 1-0 lead, and now their win streak is over as the Royals make a short little comeback. Carlos Santana hits his 10th home run of the season. That comes in the 4th inning to tie the game. And then in the 6th inning, they generate a run, and Salvador Perez gets a nice RBI there. Rich Hill goes 8 innings, 2 earned runs, and 13 Ks. So that's one of the best outings Rich Hill's had that I can remember in a while. He's been pretty hot for the Rays lately. He went 99 pitches, and then Brad Keller, 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 7 Ks. So both these starters went deep in this game. It was a straight-up pitcher's duel. But the Royals come out of it, and the Royals are now back to 500. This has been a roller coaster of a ride for them. And then they snap the Rays win streak at 11. Braves 3, Red Sox 1. Red Sox got out to that first inning lead 1-0, but they didn't add on anymore. Charlie Morton had quite the outing. Atlanta had a 2-run inning in the 3rd. No home runs in this game, which, considering these two teams, pretty interesting. Charlie Morton, 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 9 Ks. Just a straight-up solid outing for him. The bullpen got it done. Will Smith comes in for his 8th save of the season. Garrett Richards goes 5.23 earned runs, 4 Ks. It's a mediocre performance from him, but he does eat up quite a bit of innings, 97 pitches. Then the Red Sox are holding back their bullpen in this game. Obviously, chasing a lead, they're going to save their guys for possibly next games coming forward. This is a pretty pivotal series for both teams. Atlanta now back up to 500. I think they're only 1 game behind the Mets, maybe 1.5. And Boston has a bunch of charging teams on their backs, but Yankees, Rays both lost. But now that gives the Blue Jays some chance to come back in there. So this 4-team race is just heating up even more based on yesterday. Moving along to the one team that's not in the 4-team race, the Orioles 4, Twins 7, and the Orioles continue to kind of get pummeled around. Unfortunately, the Twins looking for this as possibly a turnaround point in their season. Who knows what's possible in baseball? It's kind of crazy. They're still 10 games below 500, but if you can come in here and take care of business on the Orioles and then have a little bit of a easier schedule going forward, I don't know, but it could be very beneficial. Polanco hits his 4th home run of the season. Ref Snyder his 2nd, and then for the Orioles, we have Stewart hitting his 4th. Orioles again. I think this is like the 3rd time in a row, 4th time in a row that they've gotten out to a lead early in a game, and then the very bottom of that same inning they just explode. And that happened in here in the 2nd inning. They got out 2-0, and then Minnesota came up with a 4-run inning, and then back and forth. They just couldn't catch up. Both got 10 hits on the night, but not enough. Kremer gets his 5th loss of the season, still looking for his first win. 4 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 5 Ks. Berrios 5.2, 1 earned run, 7 Ks, picking up his 5th win of the season. He's been pretty good for the Twins this season, kind of going under the radar because there's so many pitchers that are having amazing years, and he's having a good year. Like 3.67 ERA is good, but not enough to really be getting a lot of eyeballs. But Berrios quietly going under the radar and picking up a win here. Padres 7, Brewers 1. Padres bouncing back after yesterday losing after getting their win streak snapped. I think it was at 9, but the Brewers couldn't handle the offense tonight, popping off here. And like I said earlier, they traded off one of their outfielders, and McKinley. He wasn't really getting a lot of starts in this team. He was more of a bench player, so they got a prospect back in return. Travis Shaw hits his 6th home run of the season for the Brewers. And then on the other side, Padres didn't have any home runs. They just kind of generated it all along the way. Tatis continues to do pretty well. He only had an RBI, a little sac fly of some sort or something like that because it wasn't a hit. Corbin Burns, 6 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 7 Ks. A little bit of a rough outing. He's 2-4 on the season. You don't see that kind of record with a 2.33 ERA from a starter very often, but that seems to be the case. He just doesn't seem to be getting the run support, and again, kind of proves that way. He only got 1 run support this time. Musgrove, 4.2, 0 earned runs, 6 Ks. He had a good outing, 84 pitches, and then they turn it over to their bullpen, which arguably is the best bullpen in baseball, and they just closed the door the rest of the way. It's pretty close. Like, the Brewers were within reach for the first half of the game until the 6th, and then they just blew it open. Dodgers 9, Astros 2, and the Dodgers are visiting the Stros with fans, and there's some highlights out there of Dodgers fans protesting outside the stadium, and then they had their own whole section in the stadium, yelling cheaters, chanting cheaters, etc., etc. Just fun times. Everyone hating on the Astros a little bit, but you can't really blame them for the whole controversy and all that. Turner hits his 8th home run of the season, and Dodgers really handle it. 9-2 win here. And Turner, 8th home run of the season. And then for the Stros, Bregman hits his 6th. But it's a 1-run shot off 7th. This is the longest outing that Kershaw's had in quite some time. I think it was since 2018. He went 7.2, 1 earned run, 6 Ks. Greinke goes 6, 4 earned runs, 5 Ks in the loss. And Kershaw's now 7-3 on the season. Pretty good. And the Dodgers just kind of used their mediocre bullpen to close out the rest of the game, whereas they burned through quite a bit of the solid bullpen for the Astros. So we'll see how the rest of this series shapes up, considering that. White Sox 8, Cardinals 3, and I'm going to scroll down here because the story of this one was Flaherty versus Giolito. These guys were high school teammates, and I think a coach on the White Sox was their coach, which is kind of interesting too. Flaherty had his first loss of the season, though. He went 3.2, 3 earned runs, 3 Ks, got beat around a little bit, as people tend to do when they play the White Sox. And Giolito goes 6, 1 earned run, 5 Ks, gotten his 4th win of the season. Going to the offensive side, we got Abreu hitting the 10 home run club, and then that was it. The White Sox basically just used their offense, got 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the fourth, and they just keep piling on, and that's kind of what we're used to seeing with the White Sox for most days. Abreu had a 2-hit, 4 RBI night, and that pretty much got all the run support he needed. Cardinals lose, White Sox win. The Cardinals are now only like 1 game ahead of the Cubs, which I think if we talked about that a month ago, we would have said no way. Angels 11, Rangers 5, and the Angels offense just popped off today. Shohei Ohtani hits his 15th of the season. He's now 1 behind Vladimir Guerrero. Upton hits his 9th. And then for the Rangers, Adolis Garcia hits his 15th. He's now 1 behind. So we got 3 guys sitting at 15 and Vladdy on top right now with 16. Pretty exciting stuff. The Angels got out 3-0 after 2. And then Rangers tried to bring close in the 4th. But in the bottom of the 4th, that's when the Angels just popped off. Henning goes 5.2, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks for a solid performance. Close to a quality start, not quite there. And then Yang for the Rangers, 7 earned runs over 3, 2 Ks. He's now 0-2 on the season. I don't know much about these guys. Rangers start sending guys out. There's a lot of new guys all the time, so not keeping up on that. But the Angels, in the battle of the power rankings at least, trying to move up the standings here, which is pretty cool. Mariners 4, Athletics 2, so now that's back-to-back wins for the Mariners over the Athletics. I think sometimes it's like when I feel in my gut that I move a team too high up in our power rankings videos, that they just get shown that way for the next week. So that seems to be the case with Athletics. I'd been giving them some credit. Now they're on a little bit of a losing streak, but of course that's going to happen at least to one team I move up, right? No home runs in this game at all. Seattle got out to a 2-0 lead early in the game. Kellenic had a 2-hit night. France had a 2-hit night. Crawford, a 3-hit night for them. Now on the other side, the A's got held to 8 hits. Most of them were just 1 hit. But Andres at the bottom of the lineup had a 3-hit night. Irvin goes 4.24 earned runs, 2 strikeouts in the loss. He's 3-6 on the season. He's been Oakland's probably most losing pitcher this year, but he hasn't been bad. Gilbert for the Mariners, 4 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. He had 78 pitches. He wasn't in the game long enough to be able to get the win. That's the only thing. But he did have a good performance, and the Mariners were able to close it out there with the bullpen from there. And that leads us to the last game of the night, the Giants 8, D-backs 0. I think as long as the Giants don't have to play the Dodgers, they're going to keep on rolling. That seems to be the case. Their offense got out to a quick 3-0 lead, and their defense and pitching, Gosman, 5 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 9 Ks. He had a 97 pitch performance. Gosman definitely has his name in that Cy Young candidate right now. Martin, I don't know what the CO stands for, so this is a new guy to me. Corbin Martin, 6 earned runs over 4. Don't know what else to really say about that. They had a rough outing. Longoria hits his 6th home run of the season, and the Giants are they're cruising. As long as, like I said, as long as they don't play the Dodgers, they seem to be winning, and that National League West is just as tight as the National League East, just as tight as the American League East. It's going to be some giant, awesome races down the stretch, so it's going to be exciting. 15 games in the books, guys. I tried to rip through them. Let me know what you guys think on the games you watched. What highlights did I possibly miss? Because clearly I'm going to miss some. 15 games, one person can't watch every single game. So let me know. Let's keep the discussion going in the comments below, and we'll see you guys for the next video. Like and subscribe, please. Thanks.